Denmark. The happiest country in the world. But also a place with many surprising surprises. A country where people are so relaxed that they can feel depressed, where women don't need men, children are let to nap outside in the cold winter, and adults have no problem being completely naked in public parks. Join tgtravel to discover the weird and wonderful things about Denmark. Press 1 to watch the full video with me. 1. Danish women, making men scared of love and making the world curious. Danish women can ask you to bed on the first date, not for love, not for feelings, but simply to meet their own needs. No romanticism. No rose-colored glasses. No expectation that someone will take care of them for the rest of their lives. This is a feminist's paradise, and it's that independence that makes many men run away. She looked me straight in the eye and asked if I wanted to go home with her. I was stunned, I didn't even know her name. In many cultures, men are expected to lead. But in Denmark, women are completely comfortable asking you out for a drink, inviting you over, or saying they're just looking for something casual. And just as easily, they will reject you, often so bluntly that it hurts your feelings. One thing that really shocks foreigners dating in Denmark, women always pay for themselves. In fact, they may feel offended if you insist on paying the bill. I can support myself. I don't need to be taken care of. We are equals. A saying you will hear a lot from Danish women. Here, a man paying on the first date is not considered chivalrous. In fact, it can be seen as sexist. This boldness and directness creates a real culture shock when dating Danish women. Men feel threatened simply because women don't need them. Single motherhood? No problem. In Denmark, many women choose to be single mothers, not because of an accident, but because they want to. There's a strong support system. Have kids. Comprehensive insurance. No dad? The government still supports them. Want to have a baby through IVF? They'll pay for it. And there's no social stigma. In fact, it's seen as a completely normal choice in life. Single mothers in Denmark aren't pitied. They're respected. Denmark also has one of the highest rates of unmarried cohabitation. People here believe that love doesn't need a legal certificate to be real. You can live together for 20 years, have 2 kids, and no one thinks you have to get married. For Danes, marriage isn't a commitment. And if the love fades, they're ready to part ways. No drama, no lawsuits, no resentment. Higher education and income than men. The truth is, many Danish women are more educated than men their age, and in some fields, notably public services, healthcare, and education, they actually earn more. This shifts romantic relationships away from the traditional provider model. Instead, it's 2 equal individuals sharing responsibilities. If you don't clean up, she'll tell you, not because she's nagging, but because she's living with a woman who doesn't tolerate laziness. Danish women don't give up their careers or passions just to be the perfect mother or ideal wife. They need their own space. They can travel alone, spend weekends reading, or pursue artistic interests, without feeling guilty about their families. And there's no pressure from society to be perfect in every role. So, are they happy? You might be wondering, isn't this kind of life a little cold? Without the sweetness, without the sentimental moments of other cultures? The answer is yes, and no. They're happy because they have the freedom to choose how they live their lives. But it's also true, such a high level of independence can sometimes make you feel lonely. In fact, Denmark has one of the highest rates of people living alone in Europe. And also surprisingly high rates of antidepressant use. 2. Totally crazy, Danish babies sleep outside, in -10 degrees. You might see a tiny stroller sitting quietly in the snow. No mom nearby. No one watching. Just the sound of cold wind whistling through winter coats. And inside, a baby, peacefully asleep. In Denmark, infants are bathed in the cold, so they can grow up to be warriors. The world is scary, but the Dons just laugh. One winter morning in Oslo, with temperatures of -7 degrees Celsius, 19 degrees Fahrenheit, a foreign tourist was shocked to witness a scene: a newborn baby sleeping in a stroller parked on the sidewalk, surrounded by freezing fog. No adults in sight. No blankets. No noise. Panicked, she called the police, thinking the child had been abandoned. But the police officer calmly replied, "Don't worry. It's normal. The mother is probably in a nearby cafe. The child is just napping." Danes believe that cold, fresh air helps babies sleep longer and more peacefully. Early exposure to extreme weather is said to boost the immune system and reduce the risk of respiratory infections. This keeps the kids healthier and better adapted to the harsh northern climate. We are not crazy. We just believe that cold air is better than air conditioning. This isn't a whim, it's a carefully planned routine. Babies are dressed in thermal clothing made from wool, fleece, and windproof layers. Strollers are lined with down sleeping bags, thermal pads, and snow covers, and are always kept under cover. Parents use baby monitors or keep a close eye on them from inside the house. For Danes, this is just good parenting, even if the rest of the world thinks it's wild. Behind the strange custom, a thought-provoking philosophy on education. Danes don't let their babies nap outside just because it's tradition, they do it because they believe in the natural growth and resilience of children. From a young age, kids are treated as independent individuals, capable of adapting, exploring, and most importantly, being trusted. No one screams when a child climbs a tree. No one stops them from rolling down a hill. No one panics when they're sitting in the snow, playing. And because of that, Danish children tend to grow up independent, less reliant on adults, confident, and unafraid of nature. 3. In Denmark, you can go naked in the park, and no one cares. You're walking in a park in central Copenhagen. It's summer, the sun is warm, the birds are chirping. The air is fresh, people are lying on the grass, sunbathing, reading, playing with their children. And then, right in front of you, a woman takes off her top and lies down on the grass. No bikini. No bra. Just a naked body and a relaxed smile. You blush. You feel embarrassed. You quickly look away. But no one around you reacts. No one stares. No one laughs. No one cares. Welcome to Denmark, where nudity is not considered inappropriate, but a deeply respected personal freedom. And the story behind that freedom might change the way you think about what freedom really means. The paradise of body freedom. In many parts of the world, public nudity is often considered taboo, something inappropriate, immoral, or even punishable. But in Denmark, you can go completely naked on the beach, in the park, or even on a campsite, and no one will stare, film, or judge you. They call it kultur for kroppslig a culture of body freedom. It may sound strange, but it has been a core part of education and society in the Nordic region for decades. Not sex. Not shock. Just the human body. Danes are taught from a young age, there is nothing shameful about the human body. They don't associate nudity with desire. They don't see bare skin as something to hide. And they certainly don't make fun of it. To them, the body is natural, like hair, skin, or breathing. It's not a symbol of rebellion. It's simply the right to exist, just as you are. On a warm, sunny day after a long, cold winter, people flock to parks, meadows, and riverbanks to enjoy the rare sunshine. You'll see women sunbathing topless, men in shorts and shirtless, and children running around just as they came into the world, just to be free. No yelling. No staring. People are too busy relaxing to care what you're wearing, or not wearing. Denmark has more than 7,000 kilometers of coastline and hundreds of public beaches. And the cool thing, not a single beach prohibits nudity. You can go anywhere, from Almastrand Park in Copenhagen to Skagen in the north, and if you want to sunbathe or swim completely naked, no one will stop you. In fact, locals often swim naked, especially at resorts, lakes, or small islands. Many believe that feeling completely free is the purest way to connect with nature. No sneaky photos. No hidden cameras. One thing that's very unique about Denmark, privacy is deeply respected. If you see someone naked in the park, you don't pull out your phone to film them. Not because you're afraid of getting yelled at, but because you just don't. This culture of respecting personal space means that people naturally understand boundaries. Taking secret photos or videos is not only illegal, it's socially unacceptable. The community won't tolerate it. And here's the truth, the less it's forbidden, the less people feel compelled to flaunt it. In places where nudity is banned, it becomes taboo, forbidden, or even a shocker. But in Denmark? It's just normal. But in Denmark, where you can do it freely at any time, nudity is no longer a tool for attracting attention. You do it because you feel comfortable. And if you don't feel like it today, you wear clothes. No one judges you either way. Denmark's nudist culture is also reflected in its tradition of public saunas and baths. Here, men and women often bathe and use saunas together, completely naked. There are no curtains. No awkward separation. And surprisingly, no shame. They grew up in a context where the human body was normalized, on TV, in textbooks, at home. So nudity was not considered sensitive or taboo.